Stevens Pass, Washington. I'm really excited to roll this land investment out to you. This is special. This is rare. There's very little private land ownership in this neck of the woods. So, again, in this video, I'm going to walk through FAQs, how you can go visit the property on your own, what I see in the property and what I know about the property, and just dive into some really high level conversation here for this piece of land. So, again, my name is Miles McLaughlin at Wilco Land. Our goal is to buy and sell unique and epic properties. We offer cash discounts for cash buyers. We offer seller financing terms as well. So just going to browse through a few photos and give you a little bit of a history on this area. Next thing, I'll get into how to visit the property on your own. So this is a Yodeland subdivision. At one point in time, there was a little ski hill back here, and it was like a tow rope back in the 70s. And what happened was this developer, I think, got sued because there was an avalanche that rolled through and killed a few people. And after that, the county put a halt on development and building back here. So there is a unique backstory. However, something I want to share right away in this video is that actually the neighboring landowner to us is spearheading this movement to get new engineers out there and new studies done saying, hey, it's been over 50 years and there's been no slides. We think those studies done back in the 70s were out of extreme caution because of the lawsuit, right? Because of what had happened, those fatalities back here. So yeah, that happened, but there's tons of landowners right now that own land back here. I shouldn't say tons, but there's people spearheading a movement saying we want to pay and put money and invest into getting new studies done. We don't think it's accurate to call this an avalanche zone. We don't think that you can prohibit building anymore. So there is a big movement going on for development to happen back here. If that's the case, the ceiling of this property is $250,000 or more. You're getting a property at a recreational price value, that has potential to be worth 3, 4, 5x more, right? You're buying a property in an area that's world-class where there's very little land ownership, right? Maybe you can put a yurt in, a tree fort, you can use it for recreation, things like that. It's a special land investment. There's very few people that get to own land back here. As you can see, I'm going to just pull the property up on Onyx Maps. All I'm using is our GPS coordinates in the listing here to pull up the location on Onyx Maps. So you can see right here, we're actually in the process of buying this property next door as well. So those of you interested in two properties, let me know. We can work with you on a discount for these two, but you can see that there's very little private land ownership. All this area in green, Wenatchee National Forest, Snoqualmie National Forest. This is a wilderness area, I believe. So let's look, Henry Jackson Wilderness Area. It's Forest Service land, over 100,000 acres. Look at me zooming out. This is private ownership over here, and a guy owns 421 acres. Chelan Resources does. They own all this chunk of land right here. So really the only private land ownership, and this is a Stevens Pass ski area right here. The only private land ownership is right in this little subdivision. Right? You see all these little landowners, maybe 100 of them, maybe 50. That's it. I mean, you're the only people that get to own land up here on this stretch of Highway 2 next to Stevens Pass. This is as close as you can get to Stevens Pass Ski Resort. And actually, there's a lot of people who have built already back here. See these homes are really cool Swiss chalets, ski cabins, yurts. People have gotten really creative. It'll put a smile on your face going back here and taking a peek at what people have done with their properties. So just keep in mind, there is access. There's easy road access. You're using the GPS coordinates to go access the land. And so again, just simply plug in GPS coordinates. It'll bring it up on Google Maps. My favorite app to use is Onyx Maps because you can actually see these property lines. And I've got a blog on the website. There's a tutorial on how to use Onyx Maps. If you click right here under the access notes, you can click this tutorial. And I go through, how to use this app for successful land visits. So that's a really helpful tool. So again, we talk about access using GPS coordinates. We do offer a self-service model here at Wilco Land. Our buyers are responsible to perform their own due diligence. We sell our property as is. I'm here to share with you everything I know. If you want to talk high level on this and understand a little bit more of the background of Yodeland, what's going on with new developments in terms of engineering, avalanche studies, and things like that, I'm happy to have a conversation with you about that. Give me a call, 605-250-1256. This area does have a community water source. So there is a water system for development. There's well and septic options as well. But Yodeland does have a little bit of a CCNRs back there. They have a little bit I don't know if it's enforced or what the deal is anymore. A lot's changed since the 70s. So again, our neighboring property owner is spearheading that movement to get these properties out of that avalanche zone. And kudos to you, Jay. I haven't met you before yet, but kudos to you, man. That's a really cool thing that you're doing. Those studies 50 plus years ago just don't pertain to what we're seeing today, right? There's new technology out there. There's new resources out there to make this possible. So again, right now we're in an avalanche zone. The county's probably going to tell you can't build back here. We sell land like this. People get creative. We're pricing it recreational. We're open to working with you on a price point. You are in truly a world-class area. Again, just pulling it up on a map, you can see this property right here, and we're buying this adjacent, basically identical properties. So you can see folks have built back here. There's different residences as we zoom in, all, also in avalanche zones, and nothing's happened, right? I mean, that's kind of the frustration. There's new technology coming out. There's new resources coming out. There's landowners saying in lots of different states right now, hey, you can't stop us from putting a tiny home out here. You can't tell us we can't use our properties, right? There's technology out there that allows you to live off grid, allows you to put yurts in, that allows you to put tree forts up, really cool, unique tree forts. I've seen it before in Washington down by the Wenatchee River. People are finding ways to get around zoning, to get around different restrictions, to say, hey, I'm going to figure out a way to use this property. And the county will work with you, locals will work with you. This is your backyard. I mean, just take a peek. How much cooler does it get having this in your backyard? You can hop on a trail outside the back here, even if you use this for recreation and camping for a night or two. I mean, look at that. Descending to Lake Valhalla. I mean, this is just at your fingertips in every direction. World-class recreation here in Chelan County, Washington. Stevens Pass is right here, the ski resort. So again, I can't emphasize enough, how rare these land investments are. The only way I can show you is that there's no private ownership. There's nothing. I mean, it's all national forests, it's all trailheads, it's all ski resorts around you, lakes, rivers, fishing. Everything around you is world-class recreation. And there's very, very little private ownership for you to call home, whether it's recreation, whether it's a speculative long-term investment saying, hey, when this changes and the avalanche zone is done, this designation's done in a year or 10 years, whatever that is, these properties are worth 4 or 5 times what you're paying today, right? And in the meantime, go pitch a tent, go build a tree fort, go put a yurt in, something like that, right? So that's what I see in these land investments. These will always hold value just based on the location. So again, there's somebody I've chatted with in the past. Emily's really confident. She's been working with somebody local back here, listing a property for $100,000. They're not budging on price. They've had offers below that. I've talked with her. They know something's going to change at some point. People are confident. There's enough landowners. There's enough things going on where things are going to change in the future back here, right? These properties are going to be, you're going to be able to do things with them, whether it's, like I said, off-grid structures, yurts, tiny homes, new technology coming out, or they're going to just lift that zoning designation and you're going to have buildable properties next to Stevens Pass that are going to be worth $500,000, $250,000, right? And you're paying a recreational price. So there's a huge ceiling for these properties, and the floor is you have a recreational property, right? In a worst case scenario, you're sitting here with a recreational property in Stevens Pass, Washington. Again, Emily's got some great aerial photos. Thanks for posting this, Emily. We can see the location a little bit more. Again, shout out to everybody in this area. I think, everybody's got a great world-class property. And again, if you want to chat high level on this, give me a call, 605-250-1256. I do have other listings in Washington State. You can browse the website. Just go to Washington here. Again, you're using GPS coordinates to access these properties. There's community water back there. Well could be an option. Septic's an option, things like that. But again, that's what I know about the properties. Give me a call if you want to chat more about it. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll let you go from there. Thank you.